yeah, mama, beba. For the last time. Me say, yeah, mama, beba. Yeah, mama, beba.
The victory of Muhammad. The victory of Muhammad. The victory of Muhammad. The victory of Muhammad.
Doing the same thing, all same way, all the time, and expect different results. All policies that have been brought into this country in recent times towards the resolution of unemployment have failed. This government brought NAPCO, it failed. YE has brought different structures, they failed. I mean, so many other youthful policies, all have failed. Why have they failed? They have failed because any policy that has been brought to fit into the 8-hour working system we have in this country today. And so we went out there asking the business community, what is really the problem and what is the panacea to resolving the problem of unemployment in this country? For 67 years in this country, if a hairdresser opens a shop today, she opens it within 8 hours. If a barber opens a shop today, he works within 8 hours. If I open a watcher joint today, I work within 8 hours. If I open a boutique today, I work within 8 hours. So everybody who aspires to open a job, either today, before, or in the future, does so within an 8-hour period. And that system has been choked. So we met industry. Okay, President Mahama says, how can we resolve the challenge? Then the industry tells us, look, the 8-hour period is choked. Let us emulate other countries. Let's go beyond the 8-hour. Let us have a 3 shift and work at full 24 hours, the system. Then President Mahama says, okay, what do you think my government can do to ensure that you work at a 3-shift system? Then industry says, okay, all that has been stressing our businesses are high taxes, high electricity tariffs, and sometimes we even fear to work in the night because of low security. So President Mahama says, okay, 1.8 youth are unemployed. If you, industry, is willing or are willing to absorb the 1.8 million youth in your companies, my government will meet you halfway, would give you low taxes, would give you a time of use electricity usage where we cut down your electricity consumption, and then we'll provide enough security for you so you can work in the night. Then the industry says, oh, fantastic. When we close and we go home, the company still stands. There's no company that sleeps in this country. No building sleeps, no machine sleeps. Yet, once the human beings are not there, the company is forced to go idle. So if indeed you meet us halfway, then we'll recruit more people so that when the first batch closes and they go home to sleep, the next batch that was sleeping will now come to work and then they'll be able to work. If you have 3 people in a house and Akosia works at company A and works at 8 hours and close, this time Abu will be able to take over from Akosia when she closes, and then when Abu also closes, Cynthia will take over from Abu and then work at the 3rd shift. TUC says fantastic. Once you are able to meet us halfway, then good. We will now work at a 3-shift system and we'll be able to recruit all the unemployed people into our companies to work. Then somebody asks President Mahama, oh, with this policy, you will require a lot of money. How will you be able to cater for the tax surplus or the tax gap in this sector?
Exactly.
The Office of Government Machinery today spends over 2 billion in running it. Under my tenure, I did over only 400 million. Upon assumption of office, I intend reducing the number of people I recruit at the presidency to just about 600 people. And that 600 people will spend about 400 million, which means that there will be a surplus of 1.6 billion that will be infused in this. 1.6 billion will be able to cater for the tax surpluses. Again, government have been flying, and in 9 months alone, Akufo-Addo spent over 50 million in traveling around the country. President Mahama says, I won't travel recklessly. I'll use that 50 million to meet your tax consumption and then to cater for electricity tariffs. Then somebody also asks him, oh, but what about demand? If we may exceed the local demand, though. Then President Mahama says, that is perfect for me, because the 24-hour economy seeks to leverage an export-led economy, which means that when you overmeet the local demand, we'll start exporting to West Africa. If we finish West Africa, we'll start exporting to Africa. If we exceed the demand of Africa, then for the first time, Ghanaian products will get to America and Canada and the United States. So all we are saying is that the same jobs that have been working today will continue to work. Okay. Just that the difference is that 3 people are now going to work at a 3-shift system because government is going to meet them halfway upon assumption of office, and the companies have also agreed to recruit all the Ghanaian youth. Then the last question, somebody poses a question to President Mahama. Okay, the private sector will do it. What about government sector? Then President Mahama says, today, if you go to the passport office, it is choked. Why is it choked? Because after 8 hours, the passport office closes. And people will have to pay Goro boys and queue just to get a passport. The passport office, upon assumption of office, since it's public sector and fully under my control, will go 24 hours immediately. Ports will go full 24 hours immediately.
Okay. All
other pharmaceuticals and hospitals under my care will fully run a 24-hour shift. When that happens, we'll pick a lot of customs officials at the port, we'll pick a lot of security people who will be guarding all these companies, and the country will run at a full force. So, Bella, all I want us to do on this table, together with our viewers, sit down and for a minute, imagine a Ghana at 2 a.m., where your daughter says, I just woke up and I'm going to work. Imagine a Ghana at 4 a.m., and Akosia wakes up and says, oh, I'm on my way to work. I just woke up. It's time for my shift. Imagine a Ghana at 1 a.m., and somebody Salifu closes from work and says, I'm going to the house. This is what the youth of this country need today.
Definitely.
The youth of this country need jobs, and jobs,
Hold
and
on.
the companies of this country need productivity,
All
and
right.
the economy of this country need an export-led.
One wants to, ahead of every other person, judge that you have so far proven yourself to be worthy of the task that they have given to you. And he prays that Almighty Allah and the gods of the land will always guide and guard you. plea that His Majesty says he wants to place before me is that anytime you have to come face to face with our brother Chinyere, always have it easy. The last time it wasn't nearly. People saw it to be almost ugly. I mean, after your last encounter, the next time you were to meet, you made the remarks that you came so prepared and only for you to find him absent.
The plea of 1 hour for my very good brother Chinyere. Chinyere is my slave. I'm a Gonja man. And so I would plead with 1 hour to just turn a blind eye to a slave and his masters. Yes, little play. We are only playing with each other. At the end of the day, Chinyere has accepted that I am his chief. So the play is over. At first he didn't want to accept, but now he has accepted. So now that he has accepted, we will temper justice with mercy. I can assure Wana that all those documents I took to TV, I won't bring them again.
Live on TV as well as and also on Power 97.9 FM, the hottest and the biggest conversation in Ghana inside politics. Different studio 37 Abebese Street, the heart of Accra, at the Ebrelto amount in all the 16 regions across the country from north to south, east and west. Maybe Abefebia a TV as was it and a Power 97.9 FM. Mugabe Maase enemy ubetimi afremi atankolega bigger the capacity man 900 million angels on guard and 14th of August 2024. Me de o ko bebia de ekoso e wo man Ghana memha ni nyina me de ni nyina ebreo na the useless IGP under the Fourth Republic in Ghana Dr. Dampare Akufu na ensanfo a ode aba abetu edwa he's nobody. If I say the IGP is nobody in the spiritual realm, why it is a small boy, the only power he has, and he say obu ekutu and obetimi de akura ye tuo no ewo o tumi say obetimi atutuo ne de aye ne opese wo ye wo tumi say obetimi ama manfo tutuo no say dampare judge supreme court judge kura ewo Ghana ha, and that nonsense must stop in this country. Obi wo ha wotena wonya office no wotena okasa te said ye war a year military a year regime and anya soja ni ne dia so ewo Ghana ha ene ye ma position bi a obetena ba bia kansan fo a kire Ghana fo say position na e de ama wo no ebe ya wo ya say obe hand over to obi a wo ye incompetent. So now today we'll go through and see IGP so ma ba ko no who na ye competent IGP Muhammad Alasa mo Peter Namfori mo abako abedin bebrebe abako, but the most useless IGP under the Fourth Republic Dampare. I will say it without fear or favor. He can do whatever that he want to do. By me Mugabe, I don't fear him, and nobody can stop me in this country. So if Dampare is listening, say, and then I'm sending a signal to his office. Say nonsense no yempe bia tie biem. Say me hand it over. Me person me hand it over. Ediam obia were incompetent. So who is the incompetent one he's talking about? I don't want to mention names today, but ene ejani besoko. NDC Nyakopon ya on the 24th of August 2024 ebe launch a manifesto obese hu ba bi a manifesto launch no ebe koso a mofidie no ena ha ya ene panifo a ewo yesa manifesto committee no no na sa ne na hisasalesi John Dramani Mahama otumi si nkonya ewo UPSC beto aso ewo eye bukum boxing arena ewo Nkranha ya jese the youth commander of the NDC George Opare Ado lawyer any ni deputies ayarega any Ruda Lasedo omutumi toto ni man organization no na it was fantastic bibia ko kama ya sabi the youth manifesto no omutumi alanchi Peter Boama otukono yenia lawyer Beatrice Anna any Nana Oye any penifo awodo Professor Kwakuda Nsobo for Ghana High Commissioner to the UK any penifo awodo a omahwehwe ahyehye manifesto ne kama no ni nyina juma omabono yebema Ghana for on the 24th of August 2024 and a year sa campaign a year manifesto launch no ebetumi akoso mawafidi ne emeha na koyo ejebu ewutu senya is useless IGP ne a year rifle ni tuo ya omo eje no oma hand over a year etuo ne back to a year na koyo ni nyina ache say na koyo the Ghana Police Service eko a year court emo de chaupa ko say omunya asem no emre fi no motena fi NCC eti na koyo why soft because me Mugabe dan pare the way for me feature anya dia mepni mejina court saa say omuni me court a medi omusu nkonim no mejina court saa mo say IGP we useless order from above obi atufu a wonfa na oba tan a wo breastfeed wamana koda cantonment police station amadiachi unye useless IGP awe hwan. I'll be right back. Men for san kafide ne Wednesday na ye Wednesday enjes na apeja omomo na 100 million enjes nyina no ene bi ni ba bia omo nyina edi machi ya ensem no eja no ewom ene mecheska ne becheska so mu oduo star 274 has na was selected point from number 1 wa bo 1 na 252 na 10 twagum eneska me ba beche no me ma wo figure me ba beche no the amount me fa ma ba me becheska mu oduo pa mo se me cheska che ene enjes ne se me cheska so mu oduo na best for say what they say no aboso amame na wa the figure no amount no o dey ato eye life no obi aye dey ehun ye koso star 274 has no was send was selected point from number 1 wa bo 1 na 252 na 10 capacity matter kolega big Mugabe Maase and the spirit no high na metumi aye dey achieve scar emuodu meba sisia. Power to the people live on TV as well as and also on Power 97.9 FM, the hottest and the biggest conversation in Ghana inside politics. You're the free and CD ha 37 Abrebese Street, Northern Regional Capital Tamale, Kesmi 107.1 FM Boko, Source 100.1 FM Pusiga, Wimpang, Sampa Wende FM, Wa WFM, Sanso and Aboli in Kiligi FM, Takrade, Sharp 106.9 FM, Zama Elembele, Western 100.3 FM, Gos. So na 92.5 FM Aduno FM ewo Sankore sanso na 90.9 FM ewo Nsoko yenuanuma ewo ensuma FM fonso ekuramu ewo Nkra Nkwanta Volta Regional Capital Ho Global 105.1 FM sanso enoti region ni 89.7 FM okete krache KFM opasa na yenuanuma ewo Jase Kanso fire obuem FM on Facebook live TV as was at Ghana Power 97 and on YouTube Swazi broadcasting. Mugabe Maase ni midin obetimi afreme atankolega big the fearless man, unbreakable, unstoppable and untouchable. And eti bi wasum ne tie niye. Se obi tie program ya onfre IGP. No kan kire se sebe mpre biasa. Ma o she Ghana fo abufu. sabe mpreduasa mano da sumina so sabe mpreduasa jimisam ne mpebiem atie biem mese mano da sumina so obi tie me ofra GP kan kire say sabe mpreduasa jimisam no mpebiem atie biem sa me hand over ba me say me hand over power e de ama obi a oye incompetent useless RGP under the Fourth Republic. Social media RGP, Kanawole RGP. Yet Ghana ha, and a former Director General CID, COP Ayabrat Odo retired, about the same platform ha. Ekache say, Yaku Achima former Akumakoi 11 in the Upper West region. Sa Ayawachima for 11 na Yaku Womono, da Paria Magana for Swati. Yet Ghana ha and a bullion van. Our Jamestown here in the Greater Accra region of the Republic of Ghana, and you less than 10 minutes drive from the CID headquarters to that place. The two area keke. Abroadi otoni aswater pay kuno. Abati ani afọ say Emmanuel say wo wuye. Ama wama timamofo esusu say omo ne dis habone no posifo achi wo mo na Pablo ewen. Ehipa na eku Pablo. Edia bi ewo CID headquarters so ewo makache ho a mudi boni wo say bia na siasa ahana. Ewo ya firing squad. Say bia bi no ewo ya firing squad. The angels want to know that bare. Say headquarters one more firing squad ewo ho ana. We a judge. Some betimi achi obi a wadi boni. Bullion van woku nipa woku posini a wo boss bullion van no scale wo ho bai. Nia se ku aye baba ku aka ho nia tumi atisa nipa no nia di nipa no akota aye police hospital in the Greater Accra region of the Republic of Ghana nia se sa post ni a chain no ya from the Pablo no post ni na a chain no ya de ne call crime scene by de ne call crime scene no wa tumi anya dai ansa mabiem nipa bofo bi aye dai ekono ebesi ne jampare dampare the inspector, the useless RGP under the Fourth Republic will to me a country, Ghana, Timamufua, and today you are telling Ghanaians to say, I bet you are so handing over power to will be away incompetent, useless one. I'm saying it without fear or favor. He can send his men right now. But Dampari, we are the most useless RGP under the Fourth Republic. More be entertaining this caricature. We are sick and tired of him. Nonsense is too much in this country. And it seems that we are not angry enough. Yet Ghana ha and a bully in the Savannah region of the Republic of Ghana. Bema tete grandma to same. And then shatungo 40 sadam parimubio. Bema tete grandma to same. You try to tea. And you need Bema in every hole. That was last month. Martin Wasem. Posini kuniyonko posini ewo baby ani and adam pare Martin Wasem. Manjua ewo edum in a certain region of the Republic of Ghana. Posini no okuni girlfriend ewo edum Martin Wasem. Yari atete ande say sa posini no na oben eye menhia. Martin Wasem. Yategana how? Yategana ha? Yategana how? Yakwa baby a. Dampare, when he was the Greater Accra Regional Commander, Sabia the JB Dampare Kuno. What happened to the docket? Yajifu some and I are few him. Who be a Greater Accra Regional Commander? No, who did how many months? And today, you are telling Ghanaians to say, Abaya will yasa obe handi over power to Obia, where you're incompetent. IGP Ajumano a lifetime man. Ghanaians want to know from you. Say IGP Ajumana and another desha was some political appointment be our expiring date. Under this democratic dispensation, you don't know, I have to educate you today. Say today, the president can decide to fire you. You are undermining your colleagues in the police service. And the Dampare and will be a district crime officer. Now a DSP. Now the Oya district commander no ASP. One salute to one. And the Dampare and you want to say transfer. yɛyɛ transfer a love letter ɛne yɛde hyɛ wo nsɛm yɛfrɛ wo ɛkɔ dampare office green pen no na wɔde assign with immediate effect ne transfer wo yɛ promote a love letter ɛne yɛde hyɛ wo nsa under this useless IGP. You can decide to do whatever that you want spiritually and physically. I'm not the type of person who will be in this country. I know what I'm talking about. You have gun. That is all that you have. You have gun. You are meant to have gun. That is all. But nonsense is too much in this country. Social media IGP. Social media IGP. The media almost focus so tell you what you. But some of us will be able to try a bribe. I'm not saying you have paid some people to work for you, but I can't say some of us will be able to bribe. Power to the people. What me survival as Greater Accra Regional Commander 6 months away. You are calling yourself incompetent. Incompetent under your administration. And all the PROs in the 16 regions will be able to make CASA. All the regional commanders will be able to make CASA. The crime rate in this country, in this country in 2024 alone, want to make kind. You couldn't pass a more. Order from above. Show your achievement. Abraham, director of operations at the Ghana Police Service. No, then how ye tell Ghanaians your achievement. Some buy police service. One will say, "Well, be any baby, or whatever kai." Muhammad Allah Sakuraba visibility. Visibility will be at the kai Muhammad Allah Sam. Juniors now will promote you almost ahead of your seniors. The hatred you have for some of your colleagues in the police service. The seniors in the police service here who promoted juniors ahead of them, no, and any achievement, no. Useless IGP. Social media IGP. Kelewele IGP. Bring it on. Konkosa IGP. Konkosa IGP. We want some any serious country can tender in your resignation letter long time. Any serious country can this useless IGP when you have the audacity to tell Ghanaians say, "Oh, person obe hand it over power, obe hand it over to be incompetent." Who is competent? Konkonsa IGP audio edaso ehun sam wo ho. Ka ba bia ka wo ya ma won ya ya dan ka ya mo wagina chan. Ya internet da. Serious countries like the Britain, America, Belgium, Italy, France, Kawuna Sunya IGP. And now, you will be Ghana ha. We see fear we are now person we are friends one. Now we are a CCTV camera. Now omote radio so. Man no ma bayama. And then they call themselves say, "Omo security expert in this country." Useless caricature. Contract no one among the man when a painting a renovate the CID headquarters. The angels want to know when a renovate CID headquarters. Nipani the free mama a procurement and I'll be the free mama. The angels want to know. Power to the people. Me so true and listen and listen very well. The IGP Mese mi amenam we mi so to ne mesura jan. Mi so to ne mesura jan o. Yes. Yes, dey say ogina ho no. Wo hwe yie no wan ase. Ghana Police Service. Mo dem call court together with this useless Attorney General Godfrey Odame for 3 good years. Now there be criminal charges amode ma amenam ne moko. Mo the witnesses 3 and about ekosi sen. Ekosi sen. Akwa you should know. Say enyo obia na ya betesa esa twefo a wo Ghana ha ne ya doso ba enyo obia na mo betimi atono. Mutia tele me kan dey. You say you spread them on. Yes, call me call yes me buy. Some man ko say me call me buy. Fantastic. Let's cross over to let me leave the useless IGP who feels on person obe hand over power to incompetent. President no kwa yakwato aba eyi no sabe Akufo-Addo kwa ba council full say a Ghana for. Akufo-Addo na Ghana for man the mandate wo IGP no today the president can Akufo-Addo na useless say they we useless now. Can any serious country any serious president better baba hold down pare why IGP pay for a bond to pay. If it's a people without have things to say, IGP are done in the whole judge or Ghana. IGP are done in the whole judge under this democratic dispensation. Under this democratic dispensation, you useless IGP are done in the whole judge. You couldn't pour right, left, and center, and everyone is quiet. President make a point where say you will be as deputy IGP. Near useless ones been in court to say woman to ask as president no you will be appointing no man specific will say we in charge of operations. Like IGP no papa ka president be say in charge of operations. Ghana Police Service you mean your operations. What lose focus? What lose touch or the base? Go to the various barracks. Whether down parena near budget so no, we are Kelewole IGP, we are concerned IGP, we are concerned IGP, but you concerned me promo too, could you ever me promo too, and then what Juma? We are promotion our office. 2 months ago, please tell us Musha I didn't see her, move to me 30 minutes. Sunday, I quadru baby, I will do. We been a show was son watch there with Jumano. Now we control in the police service. Obey original commander 6 months away. JB Dan Kwawu, Mr. JB Dan, I'm saying it here without fear or favor. I'm not telling you, Mauko, any aya alote, and a moody sikama omo. Some right tell me, you know, Mauko, any alote, at that time on Mutia FM, Midomo Batina studio live. I'm going to confirm me, say, woman, the coaches, our brand here, friend says it don't know. I see you do. And they hand you over to the police. And I would damn part. Now we are regional commander. Mukwaya press conference say bakwache nkofo na hena mukwache wo. Mawuko any alote and the kwache says it don't know. Mumo say at that time mumo 20,000 Ghana cedis. I was here at the headquarters. Nipa wa this kind of abra mawuko any alote no shefugu. Now out. Mo promise you mo say mo be mo say. You think we don't know what is going on in the police service? Akwabena aya bugri na bufa so a okwa record us ankofo. Now the committee akwatena ho a na mosoma kwa useless job for your own parochial interest. No makwa akoye adwumafo na speaker ka kire am say mosa akoye adwuma ni biem. Ba betre ha bo mabaso. Munafikini. And now day 2 of John Mahama campaign in the Volta region, and then His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the Volta regional tono, which said the victory of the NDC is coming again. Today my spirit is high. Yes. In the spiritual realm, I'm down by so you'll be in the spiritual in Oma Wishana who will be in the spiritual way. I useless IGP. Shotingo IGP. We are kete. It won't finish. Operations near you. Allow the man to work and start talking. President in the appointing authority in Wakasa was my appointee as here. We need who to me be as Kasa. Quiet, be quiet there and be in your corner and allow your people to work. Say go for be journalist phobia. Woman now am for office JJ envelopes no. Say woman no buy. Bring it on. The best share ma we meya we ya. Me me obi ehunu na me o. Ana me obi atete me. We share me we am share wanajo. Take it or leave it. We share me we am share wanajo. And I will put you to sleep. Oba will say yes. Atankoliga big Mugabe Maase. Me kasa who say me show me be a kame kasa sa. I know what I'm talking about. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the victory of the NDC is coming again. And victory here clear everywhere in all the 16 regions across the country, from north to south, east and west. Maybe I'll be Fabiano. Clearly, we'll be able to say, change the area then. Eba, alleged scenario. Honorable Julius Debrenim, Honorable Atuahoy Enim, Professor Joshua Labi Enim, Dr. Callistus Enim, Miamini Asedu Agongo Enim, Joyce Bawa Enim. Said the victory of the NDC is coming again. Mahama, His Excellency, Okopie mo ewo eye afaja to south. Ye hwe the course in the Volta region. Ene. Welcome Yama na kwa bakuraro enio. Yama His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Welcome no enio. Wezo lu. Welcome. Enio. Yes hawa. Omusi e receive no ewo ho eye market ene anopay. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the capacity man. Akwaba, yeah, the man His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, ewo eye ho ene eye ni patemu na eneyi wone eye adwadifo ene yenuanu ye maame mu ye omo eye market awodo no omo etumi edi nkomo ewo ho ewo eye asigame na yetie ensema wodo a ekoso ewo ho se ne ne emesitie ewo His Excellency John Dramani Mahama eni mbebunu afam ene abra MPP ba ene NDC ba ni emu hia ene kwaya obefa so a obetimi ayi omo afri ohawe mu. John Dramani Mahama.
This election is not between NDC and MPP. This election is about the future, especially of the young people of Ghana. We know the economy is in a mess, but in economics there's something they call prioritization and opportunity cost. You must prioritize what will transform the lives of the people. And so even though we know we're going to meet a mess, we have some plans that will stimulate the economy, especially in the Volta region. One of them is the Women's Bank. There will be a branch of the Women's Bank in this whole market. And so our mothers and our sisters who are doing business here, when you make your small money, you go and put it in the Women's Bank. And anytime you need a loan, you need 1,000 cedis, you need 2,000 cedis, you need 500 cedis, you go to the Women's Bank, they'll give it to you at low interest rates, and you pay small. One of the projects that will transform this corridor is that if you look in our 2020 manifesto, we're repeating it again in 2024. We're going to build a modern market in Aflao, and then we're going to repair the road, first-class road between Aflao and Ho. So what I said is, we will build a modern market at Aflao, We already have a good market here in Ho. What is left is the whole George Aflao Road. We'll repair it so that the two markets will be linked up. People will come from Aflao and come and take goods from here. Our mothers here will go to Aflao and bring goods here. And that will also and that will also link up with Lome Ashigame. And so it will create prosperity in this corridor.
More fire, more vim, power to the people. It's Excellency John Dramani Mahama. So it's a vim high. Now, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Kupiemu, one year sogle, a year cheese, no, ya chesayenia, ya papa, a year tobe after the fifth. Ono a year or him pockets, ya, I can't a year a sogle state na, or dawo ano, no casafa, a year a Japadia document, no, ya, ni business, a capture, it has been captured in that document. Let's listen to Togbe Afede.
We are hearing about something called a Japadia. And sadly, my company is also mentioned in that book. My small strategic African security is also mentioned in that book. I find it difficult to believe that that was a genuine document. But of course, certain things that we go through give us thoughts to the contrary. I recall that in 2019 thereabout, we received a letter for us to sign, pre-written in our name, to sign to resign from the group of companies that advise government on its bond issues. That came as a shock. Another time, we had a commercial paper outstanding with a state-owned financial institution that had not matured. Suddenly, we had debt collectors at our door demanding repayment of money that had not matured. So when I reflect on some of these things, then I begin to wonder. And only about 2 months ago, Iyoko was at a small factory that we own in Tema, Pioneer Kitchenware. We're just majority share owners of a company that is going through hard times, closed down. We're thinking of reviving it. And Iyoko was there because PKL allegedly was owing rates to Tema Development Corporation. And you wonder, what did Iyoko have to do with indebtedness of a small company to, you know? So when you look at all of these things, then you begin to rethink about your view of Ejapadie. But again, you just reminded me about my involvement in the startup of Data Bank. So that makes it even more surprising that after helping to found that company, I could also be a target.
Well, that was Togbe Afede, and now on the Sunday Sama, what did to Ega Enono? His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, a town hall, a year meeting, when a year Mabuno Asia, yeno, was I a whole technical university, HUMO, a year fee, no fees, a year stress policy, no, a year edema, a year level 100, a year tertiary education, no, and some are also edited any. John Mahama.
I've seen students who have been offered admission, but who have not been able to take their places in university because their families simply cannot afford to pay the fees. There was a case of a medical student in Upper East region who was working on the farm. He had passed with A's throughout, and he was called to medical school. But he was on the farm with his parents and couldn't go to take up his admission because he couldn't afford the fees. There are many other students like that. You think 2,500 cedis or something is small. For some families to be able to put 2,500 cedis together is a real struggle. And so we don't want, especially in the first year, when the students are coming in for the first time, for them to go through what we call fee stress. And that's why we call it a no fee stress policy. And so we're saying that we can absorb the academic facilitator fees, but it will not affect the subventions of government to the universities and institutions of higher learning. The subvention from government has kept declining. We're going to increase the subvention, but apart from that, we're going to make sure that the university gets their subvention on time so that they can balance their budgets. And we've costed it. And we approximate that for all first-year students in public tertiary institutions, it should cost anywhere between 270 to about 290 million Ghana cedis. Let me tell you something. The president, a few years ago, his travel budget for traveling in 9 months amounted to 69 million Ghana cedis. They held one cabinet retreat at the presidency, one cabinet retreat. You know how much it cost? It cost almost 5 million Ghana cedis for a cabinet retreat. There is so much waste in the system. And even if you look at the Office of President budget alone, you'll be able to cut to raise enough money to pay academic facility user fees for all level 100 students.
That was His Excellency John Dramani Mahama town hall meeting when a year in Mebuna a whole technical university a year any dinina every day 2 of the a year voter a year regional tour. The Ghana minu in Ayano and no ena or day every and then Wednesday 14th of August 2024 and then me baby chase kabibri star 274 hash a braya train here be kwamodiama His Excellency a year Alhaji Said Sinari, former Ghana ambassador to Saudi Arabia no na yedi ekwemu nyine ma o chese na yebi cheska bibri star 274 hash na wasende waselete po from number 1 wabo 1 na to 5 2 na to 10 and then me see me cheska mu odu siska no megu phone so a me saka breaking news am say e ma wo say ye nua na akoyo ya wo ya NDC parliamentary candidate for Awutu Senya is dampare asim ni bia ni o ni tuo ya eye post for AJ no Oma hand over power Oma hand over a year etuo no back to a year na akoyo NDC parliamentary candidate for Awutu Senya is what the post for court any attorney general and omo for achiri ko we said that be omo sre yenyimra fie ne metena enkasa and any tuo no ye de ama no nyina em of ahon koda mu ye detain no ewo cantonment police station ema ade achi nti me koka se IGP we oye useless ya wose otemase ana ontemase Ghana a country obia to meet it obia fa ahodi esu come on obia or breastfeed akwada order from above near kwache no near the na gbese ya invite no ye bedu ya near detain na ma ade achi we nyina nyasa be ni wom me da me ho aba ye ba Alhaji Said Sinari ebetena se na afi ye de o my Ghana hon komo ene ejapade document no ye be wuam ye be wopane e wo ba bia e say exit plan for a chief imam exit plan for chief imam no ye be wopane e ho Alhaji Sinari de Zongo a community ni de will be our friend papa inti enei ye be wopane ba umi ase ye muslimi what you an ejapade document no ye say exit plan e de ama a chief imam na one ni mo tina asem ye ba sisia
let me take the opportunity to congratulate you, first of all, on your 24-hour economic policy. As someone who believes in hard work, I believe this is what we need. And it's obvious that the application of this policy in the manufacturing sector can indeed be a game changer. When you buy plant and equipment, it is for you 24 hours a day. If you choose to use it only for 8 hours, there's a little chance that you will do well, because the manufacturers of those machines have made them to be operated for 24 hours, and that determines the price at which they are sold at. So I think it's a matter of course that if you have a factory, you want to see how you can keep the machines running always. The same as we see in the airline industry. It's always in the interest of the airline to ensure that the aircraft is airborne always. That is how you make your money. And it's also particularly important because with the advent of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area Agreement, we in Ghana need to expand our production capacity so we can take maximum advantage. It has been established that we are far behind those countries currently in a pilot phase as far as exports to our counterparts are concerned. And I'm aware that Nigeria recently launched an ambitious $50 billion program to expand production and therefore exports to Africa, taking advantage of AFTA. So I think your policy is a sure way of making us ready to also export to other African countries. And of course, by so doing, expand employment. If a factory that runs for 8 hours, one shift, decides to do 3 shifts, at least theoretically, they can expand factory labor force 3-fold. And of course, lower cost of production per unit and become more competitive. So I think it's a great policy we all deserve. It deserves all of our support.
Welcome back from the commercial break, live on TV as well as that, and also on Power 97.9 FM. And then Yanya Papa, His Excellency Alhaji Said Sinari, former ambassador to Egypt, former ambassador to Saudi Arabia, former MP, former national vice chairman of the NDC, the longest serving national vice chairman in the NDC. Ewo eye studio ha. And I ba eye the Zongo kokoswa. Baby abefa bia. Obo ejuma edeboa NDC in His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Na debia bebre ka se una no akai rollers. Me for the share no make was papa na was several rollers no. Waba me nchen ya bechia me. So that's wonderful. Alhaji Said Sinari,
thank you very much, Mugabe.
How was the family?
Oh, everybody's fine. Today has not been a good day for me, as you know.
As you said earlier.
My cousin of mine, is between life and death. So, like from here, I have to rush to the hospital. And but because of you, I said no.
Allah will see him.
I have to honor this invitation.
Wish him a speedy recovery.
For half an hour.
Fantastic.
No problem.
Fantastic. Very well. That's just the no. The Star 274 has no was send was selected for FM number 1. Wabo 1 na 5 Ghana 2 na 10 Ghana. No wabo atum na ejaska yebeche ska kesia yebeche sika mu du yebeche wosu watumi aye capacity mana eja wanya bugina to su biase watumi akọ eyetema. Star 274 hash na wasende waselect po FM number 1 wabo 1 na to 5 Ghana 2 na to 10 Ghana na fe yedemu saa ne yekoye enim alaji ene yenhwe ye NDC as a political party motumi alanchi mu youth ye manifesto eniema mokeka ewom ekoya mobefa so amoboa the youth of this country eni ne wo brief on that na fe no yen call to the main topic, that is the Ejapade document, you know. So yenwe His Excellency John Dramani Mahama to the voter region any ne call so UPSA about the youth manifesto launch. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama outlining so many things ebeboa the youth of this country, the women development bank, any say tertiary education, you know, will be our first year beyond a bit of fee amount free nina the 24-hour economy juma bako nipa miensa and that is 133 formula 133 and in yakeka home. I mean, brief one on that and let's move.
I think things are going on well so far, so good for the great NDC party. As you know, we launched the campaign in Tamale, and you could see how massive the launch was. I guess you were there. All of us were there. And one thing good about the Tamale launch was that they were not rented crowds or rented supporters like what Dr. Bawumia has been doing. You know, whenever he visits the constituencies and all that, he will have to buzz people from all over the country to come and fill in the park or whatever. But like I say, we are on track, you know, and we are very focused, making sure that this 2024 election, we need to win this election. It's a must-win election. We have no excuse to the Ghanaian people that we will not win this election. We have to, no matter whatever it's going to take us to win this election, we have to do it. You know, we need to work so hard as a party. And I've been telling our people, I said, look, if we need to win this election, it's going to be from what? I've always been repeating myself. It's going to be for the polling station and the collation center. And I've been saying that sometimes, look, you can get it right at the polling station. You can get your results so right at the polling station. But when you go to the collation center, it's a different ball game altogether. They will muffle you up over there. The figures can easily change. And I'm telling our people, I'm telling our NDC folks, if you say you love the NDC party, if you say you love John Dramani Mahama, let's come out in our numbers on the D-Day, because the elections are won on that particular D-Day. And I have a blueprint. I said this to Asiedu Nkete some time back. I said, look, let's have that 20 times the number of polling stations, because in every polling station in the country, the NDC has a branch. And in every branch, we don't have less than 100 people. You understand what I'm trying to say? So voluntarily, people should volunteer themselves 20 in each polling station. If we have 20 in each polling station,
to be in each polling station.
No, officially you have 2.
Okay.
But the 20 that I'm talking about, I'm saying that
increase to 20.
Those 20, their duty is just to police the ballot box for us. About 30 feet away.
Nobody can prevent them.
Nobody can prevent it. They are there. You understand what I'm trying to say? Our agents are going to be there. They are the 2 agents. Yeah. They are going to be far about 30 feet, as you know. They are watching, policing the ballot box. That is the key. Once you police the ballot box, you get your pink sheets and all that. Match those 20 people times the number of polling stations. Match them to the collation center. You have over 5,000 people. Do you think that the army or the police, if the NDC should, the MPP should dare, let them dare say that they want to shoot or kill an NDC supporter that day? That day it will be a different ball game altogether.
2020.
But this time around, look, we've learned our lessons. Like I said earlier, I said it when I was at Bobby's release. Yes, I said, look, we've learned our lessons and we need to move forward as a party. This time around, we've shined our eyes. That's what I'm telling our people. Come out there. You cannot have John Dramani Mahama to be everywhere at the same time. We are the disciples of John Dramani Mahama. We have to give him the dose that he needs for him to win the 2024 election. We need to help him. I mean, if we don't, then we are doomed forever. This election, I've always been saying, Ghanaians will not forgive the NDC party if we don't win these elections. Mugabe, Ghanaians will never forgive us. I swear to Almighty Allah.
But Brother Champ was winning this election.
No, he's talking rubbish. Let him go to hell. Bright is talking rubbish. I'm telling you the truth.
That they will not.
They know. That they will tell. They know they are losing the elections. Look, opinion polls, as you know, internationally, locally, and all that, is giving NDC 54% to 55%.
Fantastic.
This 2024 elections. They know, MPP, they know that they are going to lose the election. So they want to rig the elections. That's what I'm warning our people. If we are not going to be very super vigilant on the D-Day, then let's forget about it. Everybody should sacrifice himself. Every Dick and Harry. If you say you love John Dramani Mahama, you love the NDC party, make sure that that day you are there to assist whatever help that you can give the NDC party. Make sure that you are there. You are now. Everybody should come out. The police station, the coalition center. Look, let us come in our numbers and defend the NDC party.
In 2020 before the 7th of December.
Who say?
We be to Ghana for. In
2020.
Yeah, nothing happened.
But 2020 was a different ball game altogether.
8 people killed.
The Mugabe, like I said, you see, things happened.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to spill certain things on air today, but like I said, we have learned our lesson and we're going to move forward. And we're not going to repeat the mistakes that we did in 2020. It will never happen.
Already see a UPSA any bokum a boxing arena. It can be say the wind of change, but the youth, or more epic change.
Oh, it's coming. It's coming. Mugabe, the same wind. What happened in 2016 against us is exactly what is happening to them today. But the difference is that we perform better than this wicked, evil government.
Wicked evil?
Yes. I'm telling the truth. They are very wicked. Midonyami, they are very, very wicked. This government, oh God have mercy. Look, NDC, let us wake up. I'm telling you this today on Mugabe Show. If you want us to win this election 2024, come out in your numbers. Let us all be very vigilant on the D-Day. Elections are won on the D-Day. If we joke on the D-Day, then it will be that kingdom come for us.
So 7 December.
7 December, exactly.
You say NDC beat me winning.
Oh, we are winning it. We have no excuse, Mugabe. Mugabe.
What science have you seen so far?
Mugabe, look at the economy, for instance. Look at the mess these people have incurred. Look at the debt today. Do you know how much billions of dollars they borrowed? Do you know how much? $42 billion. 42 billion in 8 years. In 8 years, Ghanaians, I'm telling you, $48 billion in 8 years compared to John Dramani Mahama's time, from independence, from Kwame Nkrumah's time up to 2017, we borrowed $8 billion. What have they done with those monies? Tell me. Nothing to show. What have they done? Tell me. Hospitals? Nothing. They failed. In terms of the health sector, they failed. In terms of the road sector, they failed. Education sector, they failed. Look at the dollar to the cedi today. It's 16 point something today. The dollar is 16.1 or is it 16.2?
3.8.
Exactly. So Ghanaians are suffering. Mobia said, the teachers are suffering. The workers are suffering. The fitters are suffering. The police are suffering. Look, the police service, I swear, they'll be shocked of their life. This time around, the police service, oh God, they'll be lucky to get even 20% of the votes from the police service, the MPP.
MPP will lose?
I'm telling you, they'll lose heavily. They'll lose heavily. I'm telling you, I know what I'm talking about. I'm telling you, they will lose heavily in the police service.
Wow.
Oh yes, it's going to happen. People have shined their eye. People know the difference between Coca-Cola and Fanta. They tasted the Coca-Cola. Now they've tasted the Fanta. Now they have to go back to the Coca-Cola because they know the Coca-Cola is the best bet for them. And that is John Dramani Mahama. We need to get John Dramani Mahama to come and fix the mess this evil government has imposed into the Ghanaian people. So,
live on TV as well as and also on Power 97.9 FM. Alhaji Said Sinari, former Ghana ambassador to Egypt, former Ghana ambassador to Saudi Arabia, former national vice chairman of the NDC, former MP. One in the high and then Etchenkomo, Ewayan City. However, so like I say, my abuah for Ansana Yate SC, other issues. So His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and they do two of the voter regional tour. Ya ode akoso. Togbe afedeni na nanoma yefu bebrebe akasa kasa alaji what to me tie bibi kakra from His Excellency John Dramani Mahama told to the voter region, the market women, how they welcomed him in Asogle State, or any other areas, you know, the way almost welcome on the youth, abra no more interaction, our whole technical university, you know, who say BB Eba, change is coming, Mugabe, change is coming seriously, and if you see, I can smell it. Oh, man, yeah, smell it, Papa, inshallah, it will come. You know, but we need to work towards it.
So the idea is that
oh yes, yeah, twins up, yes, like guinea fowl, there is smell guinea fowl.
Like guinea fowl. But with the whole guinea
you see, I love guinea fowl. No. These days, everybody is very careful. Wherever you go, don't drink, don't eat. I'm telling our people, our brothers and sisters in the NDC parties, you know, the prominent ones, they are very, very careful. They will target a lot of us. You know, some of us. Change it back. You know, look at the massive support that GM is getting the voter region. So massive, believe me. And I'm very proud of the Votarians. You know, they never say die. They've always been so committed. And I think that when we come back to power in 2024, you know, something must be done, you know, especially for the Votarians, you know, in terms of development projects and all that kind of thing. And I think John would definitely do that, you know.
Medimosis Clinic and Herbal Center say catch or say what the Medimosis Galley capsules the abeg so boa blood circulation could be nenom emboam boost immune system no emfama wo obema wanya prostate fakọ no to me emo sexual weakness, male and female infertility, hypertension, diabetes, sciatica, typhoid fever, malaria, stroke, any dental problems in no fani na kwada Medimosis Clinic and Herbal Center from 0244 068447 Kumasi Hinema Kokobi obi homo eje kojo on school for the deaf nedi hwanimu AES building num ewo eye Accra eye Ghana Highways Authority yard ho so be hu omo adenta barrier omne police station no na edi hwanimu okwa omo betumi aboa star 274 has no send was select power from number 1 wabo 1 na to 5 Ghana 2 na to 10 na fe no wabo atum ne konsa Safari Valley Eco Resource men kan kire se omugusua wanya adofo bi omufra manane edu mabanefo ni kire ho ewo dewu in the eastern region no momaji omani eba wildlife experience ya jata sebo eni wudu ho antelope ni eye zebra moko no mo eba wudu ani kire ho wani baji ye papa birthday party bi na eba for ne echi ho ne kudi sele bia ho betimi ato eni omunuane no local and continental dishes nyina no mo serve bi ho so environment also no very very conducive from 0596914394 0596914394 na ofra Safari Valley omo ebeje so na bibia nso etimi akonkan ede amount power specialist eba hospital sebra hepatitis A B C D yi na tete or fatty liver sciatica prostate problem wono mpeni baby na atechema na say ulcer compo ana fibroid minua ma no wodo ne kire power specialist eba hospital omo ebebo atakwa de omo anaje estate omo be anaje MA primary school no Accra nso no omo akobenya pokwase CB kwantempon no so Kumasi omo ofe yasi lake bosomche kwantempon no so omo ne Jezbo filling station no ena edi ehwe ni mo call them on 0244544422 0244544422 star 274 has send the select power from number 1 but 19529210 na memeye draw no enche na eja disika kese mudu pa ene ewie me chesika emudu capacity man hu se me shemi fugu ni sei na metime godfather alaji sai scenario nche ya mitimi chesika ketwa ema wo se me ma osika emudu ti loss en wutie mi etwa utwa ubedi star 274 has no number 1 na afei yekoye nim sa utwa 1 beto 52 beto 10 alaji. Let's go deep into the Ajapadie document. Have you been able to take your time to go through the Ajapadie?
Not all, just some few very interesting.
So which part of or which page?
The one that I really went into was the National Chief Imam's one. That was the exit plan one.
Let's go.
The exit plan one. That one. To be very honest with you, and I think that. We need to organize a thank you service, you know, to thank Allah for Allah exposing the MPP government on this particular issue. This document, exactly. We need to organize a thank you
service.
It was
not in 2021, not in 2022.
Exactly.
And the chief Imam is still alive.
As Chief Imam is alive. You know, I'll tell you one thing, Mugabe.
This is serious.
My great grandfather, my grandfather's father, he lived for almost 128 years.
Yeah.
My grandfather lived for 123 years, right? My father lived for 100 years, 4 days.
100 years.
4 days. And before he left, he told me, son, he said, the enemies, the big ones, I will finish them, Allah will finish them before I leave this world.
He told me this.
But yes, but the small ones, I'll leave them for you. So if they are thinking,
monkeys play by sides.
Exactly, if they are thinking that the chief imam will go now,
you
will bury them one by one, and this chief imam will live to 120 something years. They'll be shocked of their life, because this is very wickedness. And we have a vice president who is a Muslim who is looking at all this. Can you imagine this nonsense? A vice president, you would see this Ajapa document. Nobody is saying anything about it. And you go around campaigning, you say you are a Muslim, then you are not a proper Muslim. I'm telling you the truth. You are not a proper Muslim. I'm telling you the truth. Nobody is coming out to defend it. They are just lying about this Ajapa the document. They are lying deep. Look at what they said about the chief imam. Can you imagine a whole national chief imam? A man who has lived up to today 105 years. May Allah give him good health and long life for him to live for 125 years. And he will bury his enemies one by one before he leaves this world. I'm telling you. So whatever plans that they have at the end of the day, it wouldn't work at the end of the day. I'm telling you the truth. They want to exit the national chief imam so that they can have their own imams, the pro MPP imams to take affairs after the national chief imam. It won't happen. I'm telling you the truth. It wouldn't happen. There's a process. You know, in electing the national chief imam, there's a process. They cannot jump it. It wouldn't work. You know, so
I didn't bet me more be bet me at or planning as a plan for somebody. Nitinya the 9 year, the same 2 year. Every day. I mean,
that is Mugabe. That is complete.
You plan an exit plan for Ochehene.
Yeah.
You say plan an exit plan for Nanado.
Exactly.
By a tier, the acquire document. You plan you plan an exit plan for our chief imam.
Exactly. They are very wicked. This is complete wickedness. I'm telling the truth. The one who wrote this document, believe me, it's a mafia.
Yeah, Tennessee from Ofuripenyu.
Oh, definitely. It's going to be from them. Definitely. Mugabe. I mean, look, this document, the government cannot deny that they don't know anything about this document. Because whatever it said in this document, they've implemented some of them.
Almost.
You know?
Almost.
A lot of them.
90%.
Look at the banks, for instance. Look at the banks that they collapse and all that kind of thing. And look at even our pastors, for instance. You know, those so-called pro, pro NDC pastors or whatever. You know, today what happened? What is happening to them? They think that they're going to bring them down. They lie bad. It wouldn't happen. Those pastors are very powerful pastors. You know, so we'll see what Allah is going to do. But I know at the end of the day, they will not succeed. And the reason why I say they will not succeed is that come December 7th, 2024. NDC will come back to power.
But Alaji, as a Muslim, document, the area that talks about the chief imam.
Yeah.
Say no affiliate.
I felt
Saudi Arabia to Egypt.
Yes, I felt very, very hurt. You know, I felt very, very extremely
as a Muslim.
hurt. Oh, as a Muslim, I mean, if you're a good Muslim, you feel very, very, very hurt because the chief imam.
You vote against this wicked.
Oh, exactly, because this man has done so much for this great country of ours. You can see the relationship between the national chief imam, even with the Christian community, even with Christian churches and all that. You know, he has a very good relationship, and the man is so good. The man is a God-fearing person, very humble person, and Allah has made him live for so long. I mean, he's lived for 105 years as we talk today, you know, and it's our prayer that he will live for 120 something years, you know. So if they are thinking that they have plans for the chief imam to be exited, then the chief imam will bury them one by one, inshallah, spiritually. This is what I say. Oh, you bury them spiritually one by one. I'm telling you the truth. Oh, the chief imam will bury them spiritually one by one. Those who want the chief imam's downfall, they will go one by one.
Those who are planning for
those who are planning, they will go one by one. You mark it down. Starting from this year. Ombewu baku. Spiritually, they will go. Omboko. This man is so powerful. Oh. Don't joke with that man. Oh. The national chief imam. Subhanallah wa la ilaha illallah.
You know him very well.
Oh, he's my father. He's my father. Even when my father was passing away, he said, look, this is your next in kin. Is the national chief imam. My dad said that. You know, so if there's any problem within the Sinari family, he's the first person that we'll go to for him to settle whatever problems that we have internally or whatever.
So, Alaji Obi Beka say, inti ba umieni mwe nyina so uma plan exit plan for chief member and sorry adebia no akokoto debia no.
That's why I'm saying that Mugabe in Islam in Islam Mugabe I'll say this. John Muhammad is a Christian, right?
Yeah, Assemblies of God.
Yes. But John Muhammad, I can swear to the Almighty Allah that John Muhammad has a Muslim heart in him. But the vice president, who is a Muslim, believe me, his heart, he doesn't have a Muslim heart in him. It's just a camouflage that he's a Muslim. But believe me, I swear, John is a better a Christian who has a Muslim heart in him, better than a Muslim who doesn't have a Muslim heart in him. That's what we have to do.
Muslims.
Oh, he has done so much, you know, very, very much. As you know, you look, I'll give you for instance, look at the Hajj, for instance, the Hajj.
You've been an ambassador to
I've been an ambassador to
Saudi
So
Arabia.
for me, I know, I can tell you.
For how many years?
I've been ambassador for almost 8 years. I was in Egypt and Saudi Arabia. So those two, it was almost 8 years. But I'll tell you this, look at the Hajj fares, for instance. Look at this year. How much did they pay for that?
75,000.
750 old Ghana.
And
it was about 11,000 or so, 12,000.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm trying to say? So I'm telling our Muslim folks, look, a lot of them went through the back door, Mugabe. The actual fare should have been half the cost. I've been ambassador before. I know how much the fares are. Yeah. I know how much the accommodation is. I know everything. Nobody can tell me. I've been there. I know the figures and all that kind of thing. Everything. All the figures. I know it. So they're coming out with that 75,000 cities. Believe me, there's something very fishy in that amount. Maybe benefit from it. Maybe, who knows? But I'm saying that figure was too bloody high. People went back door. People went back door. You see, do you know that when you have an American visa or an EU visa, when you go to Saudi Arabia, they give you visa on arrival?
Yeah, I know.
And now the visa going to Saudi is very easy. It's not like before. Do you know that people go through the back door now? Even this Hajj, lots of thousands of people went through the back door and they paid with the airfare and everything, accommodation and all that. They paid about 32,000 Ghana cedis to get there. So why can't we do it? Why are you making money out of these innocent people? These
32
innocent
instead of 32.
Exactly.
Paid about 75,000.
Yes. But look at the figure. How many people went for Hajj this year? I think it's about 3,000, right?
Yeah.
Compared to the NDC John Muhammad, we took over about 7,000 people.
And
per
this
year.
year was 3,000.
This year was 3,000 because people cannot afford it. A farmer who has a farmer from a village in Langbishi, for instance, Langbishi in the northern region.
Fantastic.
If he has to pay 75,000 Ghana cedis to go to Hajj, he will have to save about 10 years savings. 5 to 10 years he has to save for that particular amount. That is too much for them. But we are saying that John has said it, JM has said it, that if we come to power, inshallah, it's written. Allah has written that already for us, inshallah. But on condition that, like I said earlier, if we do those things, we'll win these elections.
Fantastic.
John says that he's going to reduce the Hajj fares. You understand what I'm trying to say? So it's a good approach for us, you know, especially the Muslim community. If the Hajj fares, for instance, comes to about let's say about 38 or 39,000 Ghana cedi next year, it's a plus for John, and I know exactly JM is going to do that.
It's planned for him.
Exactly.
So let's look at this area too. I mean, the difficulties are now they have to go through before I mean, they'll come to Accra here
Mugabe,
for like 2-3 weeks.
if they
Hajj village,
exactly
any difficulties, with malaria, mosquitoes, and
Mugabe, you should ask those who went for Hajj this year. They'll tell you.
And you are in Tamale, you don't
I'm
need to
telling
come to Accra.
exactly. I mean, who did that? Was it not GM? The first flight that left from Tamale to Mecca, was it not GM's time? And they were taking credit that they were the one who did that.
It happened
it was John Mahama who did that. All that. Look at this year's Hajj, for instance. Look, the accommodation that they went through, our pilgrimages, for instance, it was so bad. Their feeding, for instance, was the worst feeding they ever had in the history of Mother Ghana. This year Hajj was the worst. Things are very bad, and I'm praying that our Muslim brothers and sisters should pray very hard for John Dramani Mahama to come back to power, to make things very easy for them at the end of the day, so that we can reduce these Hajj fares and develop our Zongo communities. The legacy I always say, the legacy of JM in the Zongo community is unprecedented. You understand what I'm trying to say? If we are going to compare the legacy of JM to Bomia, then Bomia, I bet you he will not even get assemblyman to contest in the Zongo communities. Oh, I'm telling the truth. That's a fact.
Assemblyman.
As even assemblyman, he will not even get to contest. I'm telling the truth. Because look, what John has done for the Zongo communities. Look, in terms of roads, in terms of the health sectors, in terms of the education, look at the number of people that John took, the deprived Zongo communities, the families, for instance, those who went to Cuba, for instance, on scholarship to what's it called, to graduate as medical officers and all that, in their hundreds. We did that under John Dramani Mahama, So I tell our Ghanaian people, look, your best bet this year, in this year's election, is to bring back John Dramani Mahama. If you people fail, this country is sold already, as you know.
If you go through,
this country is sold. This country is sold already. The Bank of Ghana is already bankrupt. You have a very useless bank. What's it called? Governor. What's his name? I even forgot his name. Addison. Just useless. Look at the debt that he has imposed on us. This year, what was the loss this year?
10 billion.
No, was it not 60 billion? No, last year was 60 billion. This year was 10 billion. Yeah. During our time, we made profits. Every single year, Bank of Ghana makes profit. Than this useless, what's it called? BU governor that we have in Russia Ukraine war and COVID-19 but so the rest of the countries, Ivory Coast for instance, Burkina and all that, look at they are not doing well, and the COVID they were better than us. Exactly. Look, there are a lot of companies here, Mugabe, a lot of companies in Ghana here. Look at the taxes that have been imposed on this company. They cannot even break even. So a lot of them are moving to some of the West African countries like Ivory Coast and especially Togo too as well. Even Nigeria.
And Burkina.
Yeah. Look at in Burkina itself. Look at the irrigation. Look at the type of irrigation that they have in Burkina. And they are doing so well in agri. Far better. Exactly, it's doing very, very well. In Ghana here, our lands are so fertile than far 100% better than Burkina Faso. But we cannot farm. But yes, at the end of the day, Burkina Faso, how much did we import from Burkina in terms of tomatoes and all that kind of thing? Look, it's a shame. Look, we need to sit up. Look, the only way, Wallahi Mugabe, I swear, the only way. Sometimes I get up and I have some Caesar attacks. Sometimes, I look at it, I say Ghana ni.
Alaji Sinari Ghana.
Alaji Sinari Ghana ni. They messed up. This government, they don't care. Mugabe, do you think they care about you or me or the Ghanaian people outside? They only care of themselves. They have enriched themselves. They have siphoned a lot of money outside and all that kind of thing. Anyway, may Allah help this country. May we get John Dramani Mahama back into power come 2024, 7th December. And I know, inshallah, Allah has already answered our prayers. Inshallah, once we do our homework very well for this great party of ours, we'll get this country back into track.
Would you say any standing chance of winning the 2024 elections?
Oh, it's a must, Mugabe. I've always been saying this. I said it is a must-win elections, and I'll repeat myself. I said Ghanaians will not forgive us if we don't win this election come 7 December, Ghanaians will not forgive us. Because we have no excuse. And that's why I'm saying that the NDC folks, Alhaji Sinai, I cannot be everywhere at the same time. John cannot be everywhere at the same time. Some time back, I was a polling agent. In 2007 election, I was a polling agent. That shows the level of how we wanted to get power at that particular year. Let us all be very vigilant. These elections, my NDC folks, be very vigilant. I've given you a blueprint. Voluntarily get people, 20 people in every branch that we have to police our polling stations in the constituencies. You multiply those people times the number of polling stations, you will have over 5,000 to 7,000 people who will march to the coalition center. Believe me, they have to declare the actual results at the end of the day, whether they like it or not.
Alhaji, who say 24-hour economy is doable?
Oh, it's doable. Why not? I mean, I think John has lined up so many things. I'll give you an example. Let's say the Ghana ports, for instance. Ghana ports. Why can't it work 24 hours? You know, to make it much easier for the businessmen in this country. They know that if my container comes, I know I can clear the same day or whatever. 24 hours, they are working around the clock. The custom officers will be there, the security officers will be there. Everything will be there 24/7. Everything will work 24/7, and it's going to be it's going to move so well for us in this country.
It's a laudable idea.
It's a very laudable idea, and that is what they are afraid of. They know that 24-hour economy is really shaking them. And especially when John mentioned about this, the Women's Bank.
Yeah, the Women's Development Bank.
The Women's Development Bank, believe me, it will go a long way to help. Without paying interest.
Yeah.
Exactly. It will help our mothers, especially those in the markets and all that, the petty traders, those who can trade for maybe just from 5,000, 10,000 Ghana up to 20,000 Ghana.
Mm-hmm.
Even understand that he said even up to 1 million Ghana cedi they can even obtain. So it will go a long way in helping our mothers in their trades, So just all of us pray for John Dramani Mahama Mugabe. I know you are doing a very, very great job. With your others colleagues, you are doing so well, and I'm praying so well for you. May Allah give you good health. May Allah protect you, because what you are doing it's not easy. It is not easy at all, because you've put your life on the line. I'm telling the truth. You put your life on the line, because certain things that you say it, Fedika Futa, you say it like how it is. May Allah bless you at the end of the day.
What is the meaning?
Fedika Futa, you say it like how it is.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Alhaji Ansani Mejawa Moakono, the Electoral Commission. Send a huni jumedia.
Mamino.
Yeah. So what to tell
Mamino. Look. This election,
live in the same.
Yeah, we live in the same. We don't live too far from each other. I pass by every day there. But Mugabe, you see,
Gabi office.
Gabi doesn't live far from. Gabi is about some 5-6 houses away from me. But you see, Mugabe, I'll say this. You're talking of the EC chairman, isn't it?
Yeah,
the chairperson, your Mensa. Yeah, I'm not bothered about her. I'm telling you the truth. I'm not bothered about her at all. Look, for as long as we do our homework right, the police station, the coalition center, she can go and change whatever figures. At the end of the day, we will match her booth by booth. We need to match the MPP in every police station, all the coalition centers. If we do that's what I say. If we do our homework properly, this election is a must-win election. NDC, I'm telling you, it's a must-win elections. Ghanaians will not forgive us.
No court.
No court. Why should we go to court when they have packed? You know what I'm talking about. There's nothing. What are we going to do in court? We need to win the elections. One touch. Mugabe, I swear.
Court.
Well, no, there's no court. Why? Why do we have to go to court? We are winning this election one touch, Mugabe. Inshallah, we are winning these elections. Take my word for it. Whether the Mensa is the EC, whether what's his name, the deputy, what's that crazy guy, Bossman too.
He's crazy.
That slicky guy too. He thinks that he's smart, but at the end of the day, we're going to teach him a bitter lesson come 7 December 2024, inshallah.
What about if the president decides not to hand over?
Oh, he lied bad. He's not above the law. He's not above the law. You saw what happened in Kenya. didn't you?
Recently.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, what happened in Kenya? Kenyans will not forgive him. If he says he's not going to hand over, he will hand over by force, whether he likes it or not, whether he's seated in the golden chair or not. He will have to give up.
So we are largely unemployment situation in this country, very, very bad. And we share your nurses, our doctors, omunyina eko. DNA here to make sure say the youth of this country,
Mugabe, I don't know why this government, I don't know what is their excuse at the end of the day. You have so many doctors, thousands of them, lined up waiting for employment. What is your excuse for at the end of the day? Why can't you employ them? Look at the nurses. We say we lack nurses. Today, all these nurses today, most of them, a lot of them are going outside because you are not employing them at the end of the day. The doctors, a lot of them are going outside because you are not employing them. Give them employment. What is the excuse? All those monies that they have been siphoned. Look, I'll give you an example like the budget, the president's budget, for instance. Look at the president's budget, like what John Dramani Mahama said. Yeah. There's so much waste in the system. Those waste in the system, they could use those waste to pay those doctors and nurses and all that kind of thing. Because a lot of them are suffering at the end of the day. Look, I have a cousin of mine, a niece of mine rather. For 3 years today, as a nurse, she's not had employment. They've not posted her up to today. I have to be indirectly be paying her, giving her allowance every month just to keep her going. So,
if you hear about Bedouin as a nation, the role that your father played when Nkrumah was leading this country.
Oh yes, the old man did so well for this.
He was his advisor.
He was an advisor. My father was Nkrumah's advisor. And oh yeah. Well, in fact, my father did. My mother too. My mother. You should give my mother a credit too. My mom is Egyptian. My father, who is a Ghanaian, Mushima.
Ghana, right?
Oh, my mom has been here 74 years.
Wow.
She came to Ghana in 1950 from Egypt. Yes, she married my father in 1949, and they got here before we even get independence and all that. They got here in 1950, and surprisingly, it's not even a surprise thing. But my dad knew Nkrumah through my grandfather.
Really?
You know that.
That Kwame Nkrumah.
Yes, Kwame Nkrumah. Yes, it was my grandfather who introduced Kwame Nkrumah. Who introduced my father to Kwame Nkrumah? My grandfather.
So who introduced Fatia to Nkrumah?
My dad, my father. My father who was the one who went to Cairo. Because at that particular time, Nkrumah was not married. And he told Nkrumah that, look, Mr. President, you cannot, be seated in government. Yes, you need to marry and all that kind of thing. So at the end of the day, they George, he said, okay, you can get me a wife just like your madam.
Nkrumah Egyptian.
Well, my father proposed that to him, so he bought that idea. So my dad went to Egypt with my mother. They spent almost 2 months trying to get the right person for what's it called, for Kwame Nkrumah, our first president, And at the end of the day, it was President Nasser who paid the dowry.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes. President Nasser paid the dowry and presented a gift to Kwame Nkrumah. To Kwame Nkrumah, he gave Kwame Nkrumah a house in Egypt, in Mahdi,
wow.
Free. Today the house is still there.
Wow.
Yeah, the relationship was very strong, very extremely strong, and my father built that bond between Egypt and Ghana till today, We have a very strong relationship with them.
So Abraham Napoka Kwame Nkrumah and send Ophelia.
Naponu Ashanti for Ombasi or Kosia. I'm telling you the truth, he's just a fool. I don't want to dip into him so much. You understand what I'm trying to say? But for me, I say he's a big fool. There's no way you're going to compare Kwame Nkrumah to Nanado. Can you imagine this nonsense? What Kwame Nkrumah, look, oh God have me. That coup d'etat, I've always been telling our people, that's 66. Look, I went through a lot of hell in 66. I'm telling you. I went to Egypt on exile, My mother's family there. I spent almost 7 years. I got back doing the, a champion's time.
Mm-hmm.
But that coup, can you imagine that if Nkrumah has stayed into power till up to 1972 or 75? God have mercy. Like Ghana would have been more than what South Africa is today.
Very well.
I'm telling you the truth. They messed up. Wicked people. They messed up the whole system. Look at Kwame Nkrumah. God have mercy. That was my godfather. That was my godfather, Kwame Nkrumah. And today you sit down with your big nose and you say that, what's it called? Kwame Nkrumah. Nonsense. Kwame Nkrumah. He's very lucky. Somebody would have given him a dirty one on his nose for him. I'm telling you the truth. It's so annoying, Mugabe. Very, very annoying. Who has nobody, no head of state. Nobody has come. Even the only person who has come close to Nkrumah's achievement, I'll say, is Rawlings and Atta Mills and John Dramani Mahama especially. Because look at the development that John did within 4 years. 4 years in this country. Today, look, just recently, my one of our in-laws, okay, he had a stroke, serious one. They rushed him to 37. There was no bed. Then I told my sister, I said, look, let's take him to the bank hospital. Can you imagine the bank hospital was not there? He would have been dead. Today, as we sit, he's alive today. He's kicking, walking nicely. Imagine the bank was not there, the bank hospital was not there, the Rich Hospital was not there, the UGC, hospital. Can you imagine all this? What have they done? Which hospital have they built?
But mate.
Mate, no, for him, that's here. He will crush us in pieces. Mugabe, I'm telling you the truth. I'm not joking. Look, if Ghanaians make the mistake in handing over that steer to Dr. Bawumia, Allah. Look, you know one thing, it's not going to be Bawumia who's going to be controlling this country. It's not going to be Bawumia. All day it's going to be the same old mafias who are going to be controlling Bawumia. I'm telling you, who have no say. Even the appointments of these ministers and all that. You mark my word. And may Allah, inshallah, it will never happen. It will never happen, Mugabe. We are praying very hard that we will get John Dramani Mahama back into power come December 7, inshallah.
Star 274 hash. Now I send the Wasalete Power FM number 1, Wabo 1 na till 5 Ghana, 2 na till 10 Ghana. Muzu eba clinic se men kanchiro se obana suye wa wobeboa uye papa unya muzu garlic bitters ni bina wono ma ebeboa reduce cholesterol na aboa ma blood circulation so no etubia ya adwuma yi control urine flow na assign aboa support o pancreas na aboa reduce high blood pressure, minimize high sugar levels at the amount. Amuzu eba clinic ewo Kumasi Muru market Tafo inshare so hwa pe na obi hu amo na o branches awudo bebre pharmacy shop bi ne eba shop bi obi rembia so no obenya ni no ni bi ato friend 0247776743 0247776743 ofra Amuzu obejo so Hebron Hills International School admission go so ekoso ko na kope admission ema ba se de bia ne dachi no ebetumi esi ni yie na bibia konkan e de no S natural mineral water say simply natural 37 Abebese Street ewo Osua oba Mr. Robert Elha ubenye bi ato SYZ broadcast sa so na wode wani kire any Melcom shop ewo Ghana ha ubenya S natural mineral water ni bi also etumi ato star 274 has na wasende Power FM number 1 wabo 1 na to 5 Ghana 2 na to 10 Ghana enche na me ba be ye me do ne mum mame enya alaji kwan sanse wo emergency ya was attended to our Kolebo Teaching Hospital na mema no emfa ne last message emfa ma yenuanoma ehwe life na menkai messages ya adofo ede abani bi emfa ma ye na hwefo ene ye netiefo ne hunso monso nsema omonso eka ene awie na bibiri na eye posifo ene de eba. Good afternoon to you Mugabe. What Laji said is true. We will vote massively for NDC. MPP in 2020, they gave us some money in November. After December election, the money that was added on our salary was removed. Don't mention my name. Thank you. I'm watching you live. On no say any day or there, but see you post in your hair live. You can you post for about 2 papa etia a year sa abai ewi. Obeso ni dia wode aba eni yenhwe we was say what are the achievements of the IGP, social media IGP, the media to focus on him daily, promoting juniors over seniors, poor relationship with the former IGPs, not able to survive as regional commander. He was kicked after 6 months. He should show his achievement as Director General Operation. He was kicked after 6 months. He's suffering from Well, say like seriously, Dampare is claiming is more competent than everybody. There's a big question mark there. May God have mercy on him. A competent my foot. Promoting ACP who are 2 years to DCOPs over ACPs who are 7 years in the rank. Dampare hate West officers and refused to promote them till today. Bona won contract for supplying of police body cameras. That is why he is always talking for him. Wow. I'm for the messages by Nepa. Abdul Karim sent this one from Ayer Fadama. Good afternoon to you, Mugabe. Hope all is well. You are doing a great job for the NDC. May God bless you. My regards to Alaji. Onosonedia Ode Abba Enono. I say, Mugabe, your sister is currently at Art Center engaging the people at the Art Center. Greetings to Bright and Rocky who are doing the listening at the Art Center. Alaji Esewoba Eye Dr. Zanato or Art Center. Waniti Mamufono Echumunina. Honorable Amadou Surgo, former MP from Medina. My regards to my Mosi brother Alaji Sinari. Remember to greet him for me. I'm listening to him. Alaji Sinari sends this one from Medina. Let me leave the rest. Alaji, said Dr. Zanato.
Zanato, I love her very much. I love her very much. No, I love her very much. Whether I look like the father or not look like the father, I love her. I love her. I love her as a sister. I love her as a daughter or whatever. And it's my prayer. And I know this year it's not going to be easy.
Campaigning against
yes, exactly. You know, but I tell them that at the end of the day, do feel.
She's doing well.
She's doing very, very well. And I intend to actually join her very soon.
Good.
And try to help her, especially in the Muslim communities, in their constituencies and all that. But I know at the end of the day, no matter what they do, the enemies will do against her, they will fail, and we will retain Zinato back as Member of Parliament for Osuklote, inshallah. So Zinato, if you are listening, inshallah, you will get there, don't worry. More fire, inshallah.
Raji, your last message to our viewers and our listeners.
I'll say this, and it's very, very simple, very, very short. This 7th December elections, we all know very well that the MPP government will come out there and they will try to bribe some of our folks on the D-Day, Mugabe. They will try everything that they're going to do. They will try and bribe our folks. When they bring the money, all I'll tell you, take the money and chop it. And make sure that when you go out there, you do the right thing at the end of the day. Make sure that you help this great party of ours. Make sure that the D-Day, you're going to be very vigilant on the D-Day. Make sure that you're going to come out in your numbers, in your hundreds and thousands, both in the polling stations and the coalition centers, and the coalition centers as well. Like I said earlier, elections are won on the D-Day. No matter what you do, if you even have the best candidate you can have the best MP, you can have the best general secretary, you can have the best national chairman, have the best whatever of the best. I say elections are won on the D-Day if you are not going to be vigilant. Vigilant is the key to our success come 7 December 2024. And don't forget, I keep on repeating myself because I know what I'm talking about. If a blind man says he'll slap you in the face, he knows what he stepped on. And I'm telling you that the polling stations come out in your numbers, those 20 times the number of polling stations, come out and match those numbers in your thousands to the coalition centers, and let us protect our votes come 2024.
Very well. That was Alaji Sinari, former Ghana ambassador to Saudi Arabia, former Ghana ambassador to Egypt, former national vice chairman, and now Zongo.
Now the National Zongo Working Committee chairman.
Fantastic. Very laudable.
Mm.
Yedibesia na medame ho Nama Baba be draw no. Star 274 has na was send it was selected for FM number 1. Wabo 1 na to 5 Ghana, 2 na to 10 Ghana. I'll be right back.
I've seen students who have been offered admission, but who have not been able to take their places in university because their families simply cannot afford to pay the fees. There was a case of a medical student in Upper East Region who was working on the farm. He had passed with A's throughout, and he was called to medical school. But he was on the farm with his parents and couldn't go to take up his admission because he couldn't afford the fees. There are many other students like that. You think 2,500 cedis or something is small. For some families to be able to put 2,500 cedis together is a real struggle. And so we don't want, especially in the first year, when the students are coming in for the first time, for them to go through what we call fee stress. And that's why we call it a no-fee stress policy. And so we're saying that we can absorb the academic facilitator fees, but it will not affect the subventions of government to the universities and institutions of higher learning. The subvention from government has kept declining. We're going to increase the subvention, but apart from that, we're going to make sure that the university gets their subvention on time so that they can balance their budgets. And we've costed it. And we approximate that for all first-year students in public tertiary institutions, it should cost anywhere between 270 to about 290 million Ghana cedis. Let me tell you something. The president, a few years ago, his travel budget for traveling in 9 months amounted to 69 million Ghana cedis. They held one cabinet retreat at the presidency, one cabinet retreat. You know how much it cost? It cost almost 5 million Ghana cedis for a cabinet retreat. There is so much waste in the system. And even if you look at the Office of President budget alone, you'll be able to cut to raise enough money to pay academic facility user fees for all level 100 students.
Welcome back live on TV as well as and also on Power 97.9 FM. Miama contact with your anchor or go so share live on the Africa Jew and Miami Archimedes. Your church Munina Dio Goffred DC for Jaboso also Jack say and come on. Ya corner for your first winner on the land this evening. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, although you winner we didn't be a casefree.
Dr. Wilson, because of you, Martin Zion. Takade.
Hello, what am I?
But I'm going to come Takade.
Yeah, very well. What are saying?
50 CDs.
And what is saying?
80,000.
Very well. What 1,000 Ghana, right? Amen. Yeah, that's it. So I need to power, I need to never a TV as well, then so there be a watty.
But I'm not
when Zaka 1,000 Ghana, and you may 5 years how far. Start 274 has no was and was selected for FM number 1, Obo 1 NATO, a year 5 Ghana, 2 NATO, 10 Ghana. Modo moment from a second door, no so ento so emame, na bibiansu entimi en konkai, kama. Second door no, monfano ento so emame. Misaka, monfa commercial no ento mame. Eko, emra. Misaka, monfantum emame. Nafi, yes, I emra nafi enfa. yes star 274 hash na wasende waselete po FM number 1 wabo 1 na to 5 Ghana 2 na to 10 Ghana na fe de musa ne ko star 274 hash send the select po FM number 1 bo 1 9 5 2 9 10 misaka na fe with them na fe mabawa to me see satam na che say wadi na so wadi ahwe eye o how far ene enwumre ene eye 14th August 2024 was we nyeske modu na utumi di show how far ene eye midweek ti midweek see me bana Manchester sana mo we say me fans ni nyina o mo aye basa yenua eye Sunday of eye Asari joint Kisby eye runabout o si Mugabe wo bo adwuma yi papa second winner na ye try say e be frɛ wo number is 0559 302 right yeah. Hello
yeah
baje odini ma bia kasa free which are saying hello which are saying
it's what Ghana
and what is saying what is saying hello Dumutiv no net free telephone no adawroma what is saying
the 1,000 Ghana
fantastic ebedase so onya 1,000 Ghana fa fie wadawroma mame enfancy a yembre na yebe na minyemu enfama news team no na omotumi fa nwumre no sia kase ebo enfamre kapo so ewo nkroma flood latebie kwashi great Mugabe show life Barbara ene Asare ne oba pa Johnson Kingsbury runabout Mugabe you are doing a fantastic job nyame ensure munyina daddy washing be Mugabe mete wonka che umame obaya show life nyame ensure daddy megese bibia boko amingo medie Muga more fire sanso ena astenka any immigration man any eye Kwame Akonta Mugabe show papa ability any eye talata omonso ewo eye medie sanso na Benwood ewo pokuase omonyina wood eye omomoton nua wase Muga we too much Mugabe Maase ni midin oba de ne dum ye ne etemkwam ochina at 2 p.m. e be share on the same platform nyame ya adoma de mekane se hwe ho so yie echina ye be say de share ohene babo amabene menua ba krantima anything no e de anwumere no sia kasebo power kasebo de obi anim se emu hwam papa mamunyina mbo anything